copies. Mike, you have any comments?
Well, as we were discussing earlier, I met with the Board of Assessors last evening. And I know I went into a long explanation about the surplus fund that they have. I met with them and they agreed to release 30,000 of that surplus fund for this year's budget, as we can see fit to use it. I mean, we're short on being able to pay off this snow and ice deficit. We have an option to defer some of it, so we don't use all our free cash. This would be another area, you know, we could save, say, that 30,000, put it in a warrant article, because we have no money to fund those warrant articles. And if we deferred some of the free cash, we could use that, I mean, deferred some of the
Snow and ice.
snow and ice deficit money, we could replenish the reserve fund too, because we've used the reserve fund to balance the budget. We're down to about 55, 56, where we normally go into a budget year with 96. We don't spend it all, but that's our relief valve. That's our bailout if something is miscalculated or we have some expenses that we just didn't anticipate. So it gives us a little bit more cushion.
Right, and in addition, that we've been conservative in how we deal with state aid, and that at the moment, we're assuming $23,000 in state aid. And the governor's budget has more than that, but we're hearing that there are other areas that we won't get as much. But I think it's likely we'll get more than 23. So there's another, you know, there's additional monies that we would have that we can do something with, or not, in the fall. So, any comments on the budget as it is? Because balanced, as I said, we balanced it by basically not allowing any additional employees, any additional headcount, by cutting down on the reserve fund, and by, at least at this point, assuming $23,000 in state aid. And that's how we got to a balanced budget.
What did we end up, just want to confirm, what did we end up doing on the meals tax?
65.
65?
65, yep.
Okay with that?
I looked at the numbers again, as long as we average finish the year with 6,000 a month, we can justify that.
I went out to dinner last week.
You're
You better go out to dinner
Thank
a
you
lot
very much
more
for your-
times. Everybody. Eat local.
And while our whole Georgetown soccer people over in
They're
front of us right
Danvers.
now.
Yeah, that's right, come on now. That's right, we need the money. Okay, any other comments on the budget?
And we are taking, what, 40 from the reserve fund?
40 from the reserve fund, yes, if, I have to look and see here. Actually 46 we're taking out. It has 50,000 in it.
That's what?
I left 50
You
in
left
there.
50 in it?
I
after
left
the
50 and we
46?
took out 46,
All right.
yeah.
And again, the plan is to fund that back right away, correct?
Well, in the fall,
In the
you know,
fall, that's what I'm
yeah, we're,
saying.
we're good until, certainly the fall town meeting is in November at the latest.
Yep.
So we're good,
And
till then.
we've been trying to have the town meeting as early in October as possible.
Yeah.
And that's all, as soon as our values get certified by DOR, the assessor's values, and the free cash gets certified. And I think the last 2 years, we were one of the first towns to have our values certified. And
We lost.
we were very close to being the first for free cash.
Okay. Anything else?
All right, so how do you want to,
Wait, Gary has a question.
Just on the front page budget,
Yep.
there's something on the selectmen's line like this dropping, is something moved from one place to the other, or
Oh, yeah, see the 46?
is that the revenue?
Yeah, I don't know why that's in the selectmen, but yeah, that's the reserve fund.
That's a reserve?
That's the
fund?
46 for the reserve fund,
Well,
yeah.
That's where he's got it on the.
Yeah,
other page on-
yeah,
so-
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
so that's where the,
Oh, okay.
okay.
And now the human services, what is that?
Human Services is Council on Aging, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Health, Department of Health?
yes, and it's also, yeah,
Oh, veterans, veterans expense, veteran grave
That's
expense.
almost a 6% increase, so I was just wondering.
That was, I hope we did that right. But we did take money. That was Colleen's,
Okay, so that's.
that
what's
was
shown
that
up.
money, yeah. I
This is a
thought we
squash
did
down
that.
version of everything. Okay, so that's what's bringing that up.
That's,
okay.
yeah, we can fix that later if we hadn't done that, so.
I got a question too.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you got another question?
Just in the school assessment line, what is that that's going up?
that's Whittier and,
Okay, Yeah,
and Essex.
okay, yeah. I know
Essex didn't go up yet, but that's something we'll probably have to deal with in the fall.
Hey, it's been going up close to $100,000 a year, hasn't it? That's quite a
Yes.
percentage every year.
Yeah, it's totally depends on the number of students, and they have 5 more students than they did last year, and it's $18,500 per student.
Plus transportation.
From the
That
town, they've got
includes
5 more?
transportation. Yes,
So shouldn't that drop down in the school department, taking 5 out, or? I guess we don't-
It's a different line item,
oh, that
yeah.
never works
no.
that way, Gary.
Okay,
Do you know when they're gonna hear
Thank
back
you.
on that,
Okay.
assessment for Crosby's?
Street lights and the traffic
Not
lights,
this
so where'd that money go?
Fiscal year.
It's in
Next fiscal.
Peter's,
It's
it's in Peter's budget now, yeah.
We're sure of
Yeah.
that, okay.
Yeah, no, I certainly hope so,
You're taking
I'm gonna write on mine, it's in Peter's budget.
out of
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
fund.
Jim, we, on the police, we took out that,
Things going south.
what was the name of
The
it?
extra, the additional officer, yeah, we did.
The what, yeah, we took that out and we adjusted for, cause I know we had initially, when we were estimating that cost, we put that, cause I think you had estimated the salary.
I
to be-
estimated it at 50,
And it came in at
but,
65 or
but
something?
Don Cudmore said it was closer to 62, but I took
We-
out what he
we
told
made
me to
that
take
adjustment.
out,
Okay,
which was the 62.
alright, so that's definitely not in here, we're not doing that, alright.
Okay. Are we ready? What do you do here? We move for the 27 million?
Yeah,
As-
yeah.
Move
Oh.
as,
Actually, wait, excuse me one second. So the Human Services has the Council of Aging in here? And if we're gonna talk about, it has nothing to do with what we're gonna talk about on Monday.
Yeah, it doesn't, no, because this is the
Well,
personnel costs and,
We took 11, almost 12,000 out of the operating budget.
right, because that was a fixed cost.
Yeah.
And we figured that we would include it as part of however else we funded the rest of the fixed cost.
Hey, you all figured it all out?
Pardon?
I'm here, you figured it all out? Oh,
you
you
go.
give me paper. I apologize for my tardiness.
You guys good? We were just ready to vote on the budget. If you have any questions,
Nope, this is it.
Yeah,
This is where we moved everything as we discussed before with the reserve fund and stuff. Fabulous.
yeah,
And how much is in the reserve fund?
it's down to 50,
50?
yeah.
Okay.
And I've assumed 24,000 in new state aid.
You are assuming 24 in new?
Yeah, 23, I'm sorry, 23 and
23.
change, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I didn't do is move it up. I can still do that. I have it in the total of state aid. I should move it up to the proper line in state aid on the budget. Okay,
And what is that
we'll
from?
do that tomorrow. So,
What's that extra state aid from? It's just something we feel confident that we're gonna get?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Oh, okay, can I have a motion?
I have a motion to move the, budget for 2016 for a total of $27,741 and
41,000,
seven,
41,
start again.
okay.
$27,741,221.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the fiscal 16 budget of $27,741,221. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah,
You
keep
wanna?
going. No,
oh,
keep going.
Okay. Do we wanna talk about any more of the, warrant articles? We just talked about getting the $30,000 from the assessors for the excess. And I think Mike and I were thinking we would like to use it and put it towards, the thermal imaging cameras and the defibrillators for the fire department.
Is this from the overlay?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, and this is gonna have to be a warrant article, and then we'll spend the money. That's kinda what we would like, but I know there's
Do
some
we
other
already, is there
thoughts.
already an article in there for the
There's a-
overlay?
No,
Yes.
there isn't here, no. There's an article, that's different, that's a different article.
Yep, that's
There has to be another
for
one.
the assessors to take money out of the
Right.
overlay to pay for anticipated, court cases. There'll have to be an additional article, added. And the selectmen will have to do that Monday night.
Is it, we
Okay.
have to reopen the warrant?
Alright, so, you're talking about using the money for the defibrillators,
Right,
and what was the other thing?
the thermal imaging cameras.
Jim,
What's that?
where is that?
18.
Article 18.
Article 18.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, Article
24 is the
18
defibrillators.
and 24.
So we're moving it from the overlay into capital?
Are these brand new or are they updating?
They're new ones. They're new ones.
Well, they're replacing
Old ones,
Replacing old ones?
yeah.
And are they saying that they really have no more useful life? That we can't get by without updating those this year?
I don't think they're making that, quite that stock thing, is,
They're saying
they're
they're
older.
first generation technology, and especially the defibrillators, the batteries are at the end of their useful life. And I don't know that you just buy batteries and replace them. Plus, they're just an older style machine. They're much smarter now.
is this also to add them to all the town buildings too? Those? Is that right?
The,
Like town hall doesn't have one.
That's a,
if they have enough money, they would do that. What they're
They're not
looking
getting
for
enough
is,
in this, yeah.
they wanna replace all the,
Those are the existing ones.
defibrillators that are on the existing, apparatus.
Can we use those old ones here, or just
Well,
temporary? Or?
if, for liability purpose, I
No.
wouldn't wanna do that.
Yeah.
We
They
got-
usually tell
We
you
got the
what-
used ones from
What
the
they're like.
fire trucks, you know,
Yeah,
and
they usually tell
somebody
you
doesn't
what to
quite
do,
make it.
and if somebody listens and they're not telling you right,
I think the idea behind us wanting to do this is that you don't want them to fail.
Yeah.
I mean, they're older, and you, at this point in their life, you run the risk of having them fail. You know, and if it's a defibrillator and you want to use it and someone dies, or, you know, there's a fireman in a building and the thermal imaging camera is on its last legs and doesn't work. So the idea is to replace them before they die. I mean, they might be able to get by. I don't know. I'm not sure even they could tell you.
Well,
But that's
therm-
the idea. That's
the
all.
thermal imaging is also not just for people, but it also shows fires in a chimney.
Yeah,
fires in a
yes, it does
wall.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can see through, so that way,
Right.
if they're having a problem locating where a fire is happening,
They can see it. Yeah.
especially in a chimney, so they don't have to knock down the whole chimney, they can actually figure out exactly where it is. What's your concern?
Well, he
Yeah,
wants.
we
to-
have so many other areas right now.
Yeah.
Sandy, that,
Well, no, I know, no,
we
I
could
understand.
throw the
That's
money
right.
Towards, and my attitude is, we're already in a deficit situation. I would rather throw money towards the deficit if these things could last another year, instead of coming out of the reserve, we can always throw it back there. All of a sudden, we have a $20,000 engineering plans we have to now do for council of aging. We can throw it towards there. There's a lot of things we can throw it towards if these things have another year in them.
I think this is probably the type of equipment that, especially with the defibrillators, you don't wanna mess with if they need
Could
them.
we do just one, not the camera, and do the defibrillators? Split it?
I mean, we can.
I would.
We can recommend whatever we want, really, but this is what they asked for.
Right, and I guess,
Well, it's two different warrants, though. Let's say we took the 30 and only did one of them.
we'd have to ask them what they'd wanna have done, what they feel is the more important, I don't think we can make that decision.
I don't wanna make that decision.
Oh, I was thinking, one defibrillator and one thermal imaging camera rather than two. That's all.
I think they're getting,
I
I
don't know.
think they're getting more than one defibrillator. They're probably getting
I think they were getting like around
5,
12, weren't they?
6, 12.
5?
At least 5.
Five.
Well, originally, I think asked for 5 imaging cameras, and the CIP said, we'll give you enough money for 2 this year. Get the rest
Maybe
next
the others
year.
next year, yeah.
Yeah.
But I understood that they did that with the defibrillators too, but that's not true?
I can't recall.
Oh, okay, okay.
And how much are the defibrillators, by the way? Do they give us a per unit cost?
What's the total?
It's 15.
grand.
So it'd be like 3
So it'd be
grand.
7,500 per, if
7,500
I
per-
understood this.
No, I thought it was like
5.
3,000, I thought it was,
Yeah, there's
I
5.
think they're down quite a bit now.
No, the defibrillator, yeah.
Is different, I think, than what they probably carry. The AED is a thing that hangs on the wall that anybody,
Yeah, the
I
yellow
mean, you're
box.
supposed to be trained, but if something happened here in the town hall and Mike was trained, he could do it.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the AED. Now, I don't know if that's what they carry now in the ambulances and the fire trucks.
I don't know. I have no
I think
idea.
you need their input.
Well, I think they are AEDs, and they not only have them in the fire, they have them in all the police cruisers too.
Okay, yeah.
I'm with Jim, they feel they need them. I don't think it's can they get by one more year? Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, that's the,
Yeah.
that's the thing that's a little worrisome. Maybe they can, yeah.
do we need to vote on this now, or is this something we
No,
can
we
sit there
don't.
and
No,
wait
no.
a couple,
Get some more
Well, we're
information.
meeting again on Monday
we are?
with the selectmen.
Yeah.
Well, I had another, if I could, Wayne, one
Sure.
second. So there's 30,000. We also said that, snow and ice might not be done, right?
That's true.
So, I mean, might need more money to pay for anything else. I mean, I actually heard that we might have some more snow coming.
Yeah, next week.
So, you know, we don't even know, you know, we might have to be paying for that.
Then I would suggest then we don't take a position on this
Yeah,
until,
yeah,
and we may be taking some positions just before town meeting
Okay.
and giving our recommendation on the.
yeah.
on
And,
the
and
floor.
I think that we really, you know, someone, and I'll do it, I don't care, someone has to, you know, maybe talk to the chief and say, is this something we can wait for? And if he absolutely says no, then okay, you know, I get it, you know, I don't want anybody hurt or anything like that.
Right.
It's just that we have a lot of needs here that we have to consider, you know, if these things can last another year.
Or even if they can just last till the fall.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, fine.
Well,
That's
especially
fine
snow
with
and
me,
ice.
yeah.
I mean, if we
Yeah.
have, for whatever reason, you know, some more stuff coming, then that we just need to even just salt roads. I mean, that's gonna be.
Yeah,
super
that's
cost.
expensive too, yeah.
Do we have a total where we are?
I haven't had it updated since our last meeting.
I mean, that was pretty much it. I think, yeah, we were gonna meet, on Monday with the selectmen to talk about the Council on Aging updates to Pearlie.
Okay.
So we really can't do much with that.
So,
And I think we voted on everything else that we can vote on, as far as the warrant articles are concerned, with the exception of planning, but, and we can either decide not to, or, oh, you had some concerns about some of them had finance
My
implications?
question was, do any of them have any financial implications for planning articles?
No
I didn't think
intended
No intended?
implications. You never can tell what the unintended consequences are. There shouldn't be any.
Yeah, it's intensity of use, accessory apartments, and,
the
the dog
solar
waste.
thing, we still haven't got anything on that from them. He was supposed to come this week, tell us about that.
Who's that?
Howard?
Howard.
Oh, he said, he couldn't make it, so we can talk to him at town meeting.
Or at our regular meeting this month? Do we need to have a regular meeting? Probably 2 weeks is our scheduled regular meeting. Third Wednesday.
I don't know.
I think we should look at that. Just
I think we should too.
to financial implications. I haven't got a problem. There's no financial implications against the town. Fine.
Which one's this?
What, any of the ones, the planning ones, if the financial implications are nil, I haven't got a problem with it. We're taking on something that could
The solar?
cost
Yeah.
us some
Oh,
money.
the solar.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
any
okay.
of these, any of them, or like, what was that, the one where they're changing the
Yeah, which ones are these? I don't know.
citizens petition, the selectmen's one. Intensity use schedule, 33?
Yes.
No, that hasn't got any financial implications to us.
No,
Then I,
definitely not.
I can't see, yeah, the solar, maybe, yeah,
The solar is because if there's an agreement or something, we have
yeah.
to.
Yeah. Howard-
Last year's had financial implications to the town, and I didn't think that was
Yeah.
a smart way to go.
Your accessory apartments down the road could send somebody to oversee this type of thing. I mean, Howard does now get paid from, what fund is that, the Affordable Housing Trust? And at some point, if you do get enough accessory apartments, you may need somebody now to start overseeing this. They do have some plan in there now, that it's not somebody from town, but that's not to say that further down the road, things grow. So just some thought on that, as you're talking about, you know, may not be this year, but.
All right, why don't we have our regular meeting in 2 weeks, which is the third Wednesday? Can you invite Howard, because they shouldn't be having a planning board meeting, because our meeting is supposed to be the off week of planning board, to see if he can join us to answer any of these questions. And then the question is with the solar, Wayne, I think you had brought up, is this the final wording for the solar? Or is there something different coming from a motion?
I didn't even see it. We hadn't even seen it. He says it's not as long as it was last year, but it's still about 8 pages, 7 or 8 pages, he said.
And is it in here? I can,
No.
which one is this? This,
Solar
oh, that's,
is
I
up
didn't
to
get this one, that's
28.
from last week, okay.
No, the wording isn't in there.
The wording isn't in there, but the article is in there.
The article, but the wording
The
is
article's in there.
not there.
Why don't you come in tomorrow
I'm
and get
coming
it?
tomorrow. I
Yeah.
can see.
It's gonna be general article too. I mean, there's a lot in there.
But
We
it's,
don't know what it,
but the wording in the,
Well, unfortunately, when we print the full article, it's gonna add another 30 pages to the warrant.
can you, do you have that, do you have the full, can you forward that to the board
Yes.
so we can look at it?
This is the solar, is another 30 pages.
Well, all of them put together adds at least 30 more pages to the warrant, yeah.
All the planning?
They kill trees. Wow. Okay. Then
So if you can forward that to us. Okay, and if we can back up, what is, Monday? I apologize, I wasn't here for Council on Aging. What are we discussing on that?
With the selectmen.
The whole,
But what
the
are we
whole
what-
thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
So, all right, the whole.
yeah.
there's a lot more expense that, is now being uncovered. And, we had discussions about maybe talking to the selectmen about whether, we move forward with this now, later, or how we're gonna do it. I mean, an extra 100,000 is a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. So, do I have to post that meeting or can you
No,
post it?
we'll
You're gonna post it?
post it as a joint meeting.
Okay. What else is on the agenda for the selectmen on Monday then?
Much.
Not much?
Just talk about the budget and the warrant. Few appointments. It's a light agenda.
It's a light agenda? Okay. And do you think Ed will have some sort of drawings on Monday night?
No, he came in today,
Did he?
yeah. And, it's gonna take him, he thought at least a week.
Is there any way I can get something? Some sort of sketches, so I can
Well-
take with me on Tuesday?
We have the plans, he's got the existing plans. He's got to draw in the walls and things like that, where. we wanna
He
make-
has, are the plans for that building as they exist, is that it?
Yes, yes.
He
current
doesn't have
condition.
it for the changes.
That's what I'm saying, can you at least get a quick sketch for me by Monday so I can take it Tuesday to the show? Do we think?
I could ask him, or you can ask him.
Yeah, he was,
Doesn't sound like it.
he was pushing it to have it next week.
Yeah, I'm not looking for good dimensions, I'm looking for, this room is getting split into 5 real areas, this is I'm looking for a real back of a cocktail napkin, so I can get some ideas of what this design is gonna cost.
Well, that's why he's trying to get it so he can give it to an engineer to give us a cost.
Does he have an engineer to give it to?
No,
No.
I can probably get at least a ballpark if I can get some sort of rough sketches. See if we
If
can
you'd
just
like,
get,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll call him tomorrow and ask him if he can just put a hand sketch together.
Just a hand sketch would be fine, so
do
at least I can talk to a few people to get an idea, are we talking 10, are we talking 50? There's a show that I'm running that there's gonna be an awful lot of engineers at, and I wanna be able to sit there and get an idea from them to say, are we talking about $10,000 design, which I'm very concerned that that is not enough money, and really to get an idea, what are we looking at, so we have an idea.
Mike
Yeah.
brought up some very good points, yes. I understand.
Yeah, so. But I'm gonna have a room full of like
Oh, yeah.
100 consultants at my fingertips.
There you go.
So,
Yeah. Look at this for a while, give us an idea.
so if one of you can speak to Ed, if I can just get, like I said, sketches, I don't care, it doesn't really need, just, we're looking at this room, putting walls up, this room's gonna have 5 offices. Just so we can get some sort of an idea what we're looking at. 'Cause I'm very concerned it's gonna be much more than $10,000. In fact, I know it's gonna be more than 10,000 for design. So. But, so that's Monday.
Okay, that's it. We don't,
So Sandy, is our next meeting, there's 5 Wednesdays in this month. Is it the 15th or the 22nd?
22nd is the third, but
The 22nd is,
15th is the third.
I won't be able
Is
to
it?
come on the 15th. I'll be just out of surgery.
22nd.
We do,
So
just get ready to do the
22nd.
22nd, or you guys got things going on with April vacation?
I'm gone, so, yeah. I was
You're
gonna
gone?
say. I think I'm gone.
Well, why don't we do the last Wednesday? That way we're closest to the 29th,
Okay.
the closest to town meeting.
It's the 29th.
Yeah, and then if there's stuff we can bang out that night, and then if we don't have to meet 2 hours before town meeting,
Fine.
we'll get it
fine,
done.
Sure.
Good
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
That's why I get paid the big bucks, Mr.
I
Snow.
know. That's
Well, if we
right.
need to talk, we, can always email, whatever.
Yeah, so if we can do that the 29th, and then that way,
Same bad time.
same bad time, same bad channel, and then, if we can ask Howard to come to that, and that theoretically shouldn't be a planning board meeting.
Well, we can meet on the second floor if it is.
Right,
We could meet early,
but I'm just,
maybe,
no, I'm just worried
with
about
him.
Howard not being.
Yeah,
able to
yeah, and I'm
come.
saying we could meet early with
Yeah.
him or whatever. But yeah, when do they meet? Do they meet just once a month and it's
No,
not
they
the
meet
third?
Twice a month,
Oh, they do?
yeah.
Second and fourth.
Second and fourth, that's
But
what
th-
that
there-
is.
But the 29th is the
But
fifth.
there's, this is the 5th Wednesday, so they won't be
29th, yeah.
meeting on it.
Oh, okay.
They would be meeting on the 22nd.
They would have
Actually,
been.
they have an extra meeting this month because they have to have a public hearing for that Warren article.
Oh, it is?
They're not too happy about it.
What's the last Wednesday in, April, did you say?
29th.
29th.
Okay. I'm good.
When are we going to, on the 29th, are we gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this 30,000?
We can.
We can.
Or are we gonna talk through email before then, or, I
Can't
don't know,
talk through
if-
email.
no, just talk about it and then figure out on the 29th.
Oh,
what
you
we're gonna
gotta,
vote
no, we
on.
gotta,
We
we
can't
gotta
talk
talk
about
about it
it.
on the
Talk about it.
29th and figure it out on the 29th, yeah.
Right.
Yep. And then, you know, like I said, maybe we'll have some other ideas and we'll have a better idea on snow and ice.
Oh, my lord, I hope so.
We better.
If we don't, we're really in trouble.
We should
Yes.
really have the real snow and ice by then. I would think that we're also, that there will be only 2 more months left in the fiscal year that we'd have a handle on reserve fund, what we might need. And then if we have to move anything,
Well, and the other thing we'll have a handle on is how much is coming back from budgets, because you're
That's-
only 4 or 5 days away from town meeting.
right,
Right.
And we have a special with, as I look at it here, there's some stuff that, adjustments to the budget, some money for the police academy.
Are we fixing the fire truck?
Yeah.
yep, exactly.
You were gonna take that out of, capital
Capital, but you know,
capital fund.
But we may
can
move,
do
we may change
whatever,
that.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
So the end of the month, we, you know, if we know we're not gonna have any other extenuating circumstances with reserve, cause it's not like last year with the gas and other things like that, we know electricity will be fine.
So we'll
We
have
may
a-
be able to
yeah,
maneuver
we will
some
have a
money.
much better idea where we are with
Yeah.
a lot of things
I
by the
think
29th.
we've done very well this far down after a month. We need to take time and
Mhm.
deal through that and then give it a little time. We'll know more in a month.
Yes. We will know more in 4 weeks. And if we have to move some things around, and then we'll, once again, bring the budget, and I think the moving around would really be stuff like out of the capital fund, then if we have to move some of the articles
Yes.
around.
It
and-
won't be this, because it's gonna be published.
Right.
I'd rather not have it
No,
be the
No.
budget.
no, but then we'll
You
know
wanna
whether
open it
we,
up.
if we can not pay for the truck repair out of capital and pay for it out of reserve fund, then it opens up
Capital for
it
something.
opens up capital potentially for something, or for the senior center and stuff like that, so.
You had a comment?
A question on the snow and ice and the thing that the state did on, you could drag it out for another year if you did you have a recommendation or what's?
We still have
Do
to
you know,
have
we
funds.
didn't, we didn't vote on it, we probably should, we'll do that on the 29th, how's that?
What,
I think
how would that impact things, I guess is?
Well, we still have to have the.
Free up more free cash?
it would free up free cash. And it would, well, at the
But if
moment,
they
it would
wait
allow
till the
us to,
Following year,
Still gotta pay for it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but we have to,
agreed.
what the idea is to pay for it with the money we get back from FEMA.
The 60, we
The
know we're getting about
60,000.
60.
And so is this anything that needs to be done at a town meeting, or is just something that the selectmen and the?
Don't know,
finance-
that's a good question, I have no idea. I mean, we should have a recommendation, I think, for this, for selectmen.
Yeah, we should make a
yeah.
decision
Yeah.
on that, I think.
Well, I think we need
I
to
think
have
we
the
should
final
do
number.
it, yeah. So, that because right now we're underwater with snow and ice.
Yeah.
So, I think we should do it, especially where we have that 60,000 coming back and we just do it with that.
When is that money?
FEMA, they applied to FEMA.
We don't know, it's,
It
they've gotta
usually
do it,
comes next fiscal year, as I understand it.
but they haven't
It
even done a
takes them
kickoff
about
meeting yet.
6 to 9 months.
So they have to have a kickoff meeting, and they kick off the meeting, then you get 60 days to pull your numbers together to put in the filing, and then it just takes so long, but they haven't even done the kick, I haven't heard, have you heard anything, Mike? I haven't even heard about a kickoff yet for Juno, for the first storm.
No, I
We're
thought
not
that
combining the
was-
storms?
Really?
There's talk that-
There was
haven't heard-
talk of combining them, but I don't know.
It is not, it's been okay, but there hasn't been a kickoff meeting
Oh.
yet.
Okay.
So the kickoff meeting usually gives 60 days to get all the paperwork together. Because then you give it to FEMA, they go back and say, no, you can't do that, yeah, you can do that, and you go back and forth for a couple of months. And then you file the paperwork.
Just for the thought process, that if you thought there was like a certain amount that we hope to get back, you might want to defer that amount to the following year or something.
That's
Okay.
what we're thinking of,
Yeah.
yes.
And we're hoping it's gonna be enough, and the free cash is gonna be enough. Because otherwise, we're gonna have to tap into free cash from this fall
Yeah.
to pay the rest of the snow and ice deficit. That's one of the big concerns. Is that has to get paid before anything else.
You know, there's another thought, that the Council on Aging Senior Center, we could use the money from the capital fund to fund that.
Fund the design.
For the design.
I don't know about the design,
Mhm.
but definitely the construction,
Right, but how much is in there right now?
65,000.
But we've already taken out,
No, we're not, no, that was the
Well,
engine.
12,000.
that's what I'm saying, the engine is 12,000, but
Yeah,
if we
but
wanna
we're
move,
thinking about doing something else with the engine, right?
right, if we
We're
do
talking
something
about-
else, then we get the
then
60.
Yeah, then you still have 65.
And the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what the design, and I think if we can get the design, and then if we can, even if it's just done in phases, saying, okay, this is gonna be the first phase, and then this is, and plan accordingly, or just do one big chunk of money for the construction.
Depends on how much money it is.
Yeah, well, Ed and I were talking about that today, and, I mean, the rule of thumb is it's about 10% for design.
But the construction, we don't know what the construction's gonna be,
10%, right, 10% of the construction
Is the design.
the design.
which, if it's $100,000, would be
It'd be
10,000.
Right,
But if
If
it's
it's
not,
gonna be 20, then now it's getting dicey.
if it's gonna be more, if the construct, and that's,
Do the trade schools still do projects of that sort?
No,
I know at one time they got
They
in,
used
got
to,
in
they-
trouble with the contract with the.
no, they don't do it anymore.
Is that right?
They'll build stuff over there for you, you come over and pick it up. If you want a shed, they'll have it all built for you, you come get it.
So they don't go out on the site and
They
do
don't take
things?
the kids out of the building anymore, out of the.
Yeah, there's a lot of liability.
Can
to
you
that.
check with Sheriff Cousins if he's got anything? I mean, they got a paving crew, who knows?
this is construction, this is vertical construction, this is a little different than paving. I don't,
I don't know. I mean, I think they could probably do some things, I'm not sure. You'd never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you get people with real skill level, but other times you
depends on
don't.
who's incarcerated at the time.
Yeah. I mean, we get them at Camp Dennison all the time, and sometimes, you know, there's some people with real skill, and other times it's just not. So,
I know that Woody has, like Mike needs a shed over in Pearl, or someplace, needs a shed, storage shed. They probably could go over to Whittier. Whittier would build them the shed, and Georgetown would go and pick it up, bring it over and assemble it.
Well, I wonder if any of the petitions could be built.
How are you gonna get them in the building?
but that's just the question, Gary, is if
Yeah.
it's a petition or is it a wall?
Petitions, they gotta be wired,
Yeah.
so you're
Yeah,
talking,
yeah.
a shed is, They
don't-
actually put the
is-
whole
is
shit
Mike-
together and then take it back.
Okay, anyway.
Okay.
I guess that's it.
Okay. I move to adjourn.
So moved.
It's gonna really screw up all the minutes now.
No, poor Andrea. Okay, is that all?
That's
All those in
it.
favor? Aye.
Aye,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks.
See you on the 29th.
No, Monday's
Monday,
date.
Monday.
Oh,
Monday, yeah, we're gonna meet on Monday.
Could you please go and ask them to make sure that the TV's off and the microphones?